Hi, my name is Jacqueline Massey, and today I'm talking to Tim Wake. Tim is an affordable housing consultant, and he's been working closely with the Bowen Island Municipalities Affordable Housing Working Group. Hi, Tim.
Hi, Jacqueline.
I understand the Affordable Housing Working Group has just launched a waitlist for the purchase of affordable housing units on Bowen Island. However, I understand that at this point there are no affordable housing units ready or available, and that it's possible there might not be any until 2010. So why is it important for people to get their name on the wait list now?
Well, that's a good question, and this has certainly been a concern amongst people who have been interested in this. The simple answer is this is just like a lineup. And basically, if you get your application in now, you're going to be at the front of the line when we do achieve our first project and start selling houses. So the reason to not wait until next year or until the houses actually appear is if you wait that long, you may not actually get a chance to buy one.
Now, I also understand that this information might be used to help determine or design the affordable units that will be built. Is that correct?
That is correct. So once we have the wait list, it's a lot easier to demonstrate to a government granting agency or a potential financier that we actually have demand for this housing. So if we've, in effect, got a lineup of qualified and financially approved people, which is what we intend to get, then we'll have a better chance of being able to finance the project.
Right. So there are application forms now available, is that correct?
They're available at the front desk at Municipal Hall, and they're also available online at the website that you've created, thank you very much, and that's www.bihousing.org. Great.
And these application forms, anybody can fill them out. Can you talk a little bit about who is eligible to be on that wait list?
Yes, you need to be a resident of Bowen Island or have employment here. So you need to already be based here. We want to be careful that we're not attracting people who aren't already connected to Bowen in some way. You need to be 19 years of age, a Canadian citizen, and you can't have owned other real estate here or anywhere for that matter for the last 5 years.
Right, and I understand that there's a 3-month qualification period. Could you talk a little bit about that?
Yes. Initially, for the first 3 months, starting November 22nd, when we had the open house, the launch, for the first 3 months, we'll actually just be receiving applications, and then there's going to be a point system based on how long you have been on Bowen and perhaps how big your family is. That's going to help us prioritize the very first batch. After 3 months, it'll just be first come, first serve after that. So you do want to get your application in the first 3 months if you can.
And in terms of the requirements of the application, what is needed beyond information about your residency and age and things like that?
You need to pre-qualify for a mortgage, and you can do that through First Credit Union at their office. I think that's about it. Is there something else?
Sounds good. Once I have that application completely filled out, and I believe I have to have it signed by a notary or signed by the corporate officer. By the corporate officer, and I understand Kathy Lalonde is available at the Bowen Island Municipality.
She is.
By appointment.
By appointment. You have to give her a call and make an appointment first.
Right. And so once that's all done, and I have the application, what happens to it? Where does it go?
Then you submit it to Municipal Hall. They will hold all the applications, and we will go through them once the 3-month period is up, and which will be, I guess, in February. And then we'll establish the first wait list, and we will be back in touch with you. We will email back an acknowledgement that we've received your application, so you will get some notification, but you really won't hear much until the end of February.
What about rental housing, Tim? What if I'm interested in affordable housing rental units? Is there a wait list for that?
There will be. We haven't created that yet. The timeline on rental housing wait lists is much shorter, so typically people are willing to wait in line for a number of years to be able to buy a house. But when they're wanting to rent, they really want to rent within a few months. So we feel it's not appropriate to set up that wait list when we don't even have our first rental project in sight yet. So closer to the time, sometime in the next year or so, we will set up that rental wait list.
One other question. If I'm having trouble with the application, if I have some questions, who should I direct them to?
Right on the application, there's an email address that is basically info@bihousing.org, and you can send us an email. And if you don't have access to a computer, you simply need to find somebody who does or knows how to use one, and you can send us off an email, and we will respond to your question.
That's great. Thank you so much, Tim. So for more information, check out the website at www.bihousing.org.